on a different footing than a common citizen. That means a member of parliament do not enjoy any immunity from being arrested in a criminal case during the session or otherwise. There have been a number of rulings by presiding officers. I would like to draw the attention of one ruling. In 1966, Dr. Zakir Hussain, members of parliament do enjoy certain privileges so that they can perform their duties. One such privilege is freedom from arrest when the parliament is in session. This privilege of freedom from arrest is limited only to civil cases and has not been allowed to interfere with the administration of criminal proceedings. Members would also recall that I have made an observation earlier. In the observation, I said no member of the House should avoid appearing before any investigating agency when she or he is called upon to do so by citing reasons of the House duty, as the law makes it our abundant duty to respect the law and legal procedure. It applies to all in cases because you can only perform in the House is in session, seeking further date, but you cannot avoid the enforcement agencies for the law enforcing agencies summon or notices. This has to be taken note by one and all. In a landmark case, Supreme Court of India, K. Anandam Nambiyar and another Supreme Court had held that the true constitutional provision is that so far as valid order of detention is concerned, no member of parliament can claim no special status or higher than that of an ordinary citizen and is as such liable to be arrested, detained or questioned during even this session. The Supreme Court in the recent case, State of Kerala K versus K. Ajit, privilege and immunities are not gateway to claim exemption from the general law of the land, particularly in this case, the criminal law which governs the actions of every citizen. Like that, there are so many rulings. Let there be clarity in the minds of honorable members. That's why I reiterated this. Secondly, the 0 hours are, please, no, Mr. Om, please. The 0 hour mentions I have admitted liberally. Once again, I am telling you, and there are still so many pending. So, as a gesture to the members, what I am trying to do is that we will take up some 0 hour mentions, and the same 0 hour mentions will be allowed, whichever remains, the next day also. Because tomorrow and day after, let me complete. Tomorrow and day after, holidays. So next day, I think there is this thing, keeping that once the 0 hour is there, then or otherwise after that also. Keshwaraji?
Revisit the decision you gave. We honor it, but at the same time there have been contradictory judgments from the Supreme Court and also various high courts on this issue about identify. So please revisit it and have a liberal view of the view, because
No, please. I am not allowing any discussion on that. Once the chairman says something, there cannot be any discussion. You made a submission. I have taken note.
What I am saying
Mr. Nadimul Haq, concern over delay of implementation. Nadimul Haq, please, Keshwaraji, wait, please. This will not go on record. Please.
Sir, my 0 hours in the delay.
You made a point to revisit. I said I have taken note.
Sir, my 0 hour is on the delay and cost overrun in infrastructure projects. So a lot of central infrastructure projects, from smart cities to roads to railways and petroleum projects, are currently in operation. However, sir, the Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementations data shows that out of 1,514 projects, as many as 713 projects were delayed as of June 2022. The total cost overrun for them was 22% higher of their original cost. Further, it showed that the gestation period has been not reported, sir. Sir, the project agencies are not reporting revised cost estimates and commissioning schedules for many projects, which suggests that time/cost overrun figures are underreported. The average time cost overrun for this delayed project is 42 months, sir. So in West Bengal alone, there are 11 projects delayed by 5 years and above. The Raniganj Master Plan, the Durgapur Haldia Gas Pipeline Project, Tarakeshwar Bishnupur new broad gauge railway line and construction of metro railway links from Baranagar to Barakpur to Dakhineshwar are some of them. Sir, the reasons for time overrun as reported by various agencies include COVID-19, disruption, labor shortage, inflation, delay in release of funds by the government, lack of infrastructure support and linkages, delay in tendering, ordering and equipment supply, and law and order problems, sir. The government should hasten the implementation of these projects, and this can be only possible if there is a faster release of funds from the center, as well as availability of abundant reserves. Hence, I urge the government, sir, to look into this important matter and take necessary action.
Right, Harimonji. Now, time come, but if you want to...
Just briefly, sir, there is absolutely no shortage of funds for any infrastructure project in the country. We are in fact on the contrary urging honourable members to approach their states and get us the land. Most projects are getting delayed because land is not being provided by the states. When I was handling railways, we were going through the same problem in West Bengal all the time.
Thank you, Minister.
Land has not been available for 40 years in some projects.
You raised an issue, he responded, leave it and then move on. Sumitra Balmik. Sumitra Balmik. Please.
आदरणीय सभापति महोदय, पहले तो मैं आपका हृदय से धन्यवाद करती हूं जो आपने मुझे बोलने को अवसर प्रदान किया है। महोदय, मेरा यह पहला उद्बोधन है आपके पवित्र मंदिर में। गत 1 अगस्त मध्य प्रदेश में एक निजी अस्पताल में आग लगने से 8 मासूम बच्चों की डेथ हो गई और कई घायल हो गए हैं। महोदय, इस हृदय विदारक घटना में संज्ञान में महामती राष्ट्रपति महोदय, माननीय प्रधानमंत्री महोदय, माननीय आपने भी संज्ञान में लिया है, हृदय की संवेदनाएं व्यक्त की थी। आपकी इस चिंता जानकर मुझे अच्छा लगा। महोदय, बात सिर्फ इस बात की नहीं है कि पूर्व में भी अन्य जगहों पर इस तरह की घटनाएं होती रही हैं। कभी कोचिंग संस्थान, कभी स्कूल, कभी सिनेमा घर, कभी मॉल आदि में लोगों के आग लगने से बाहर समय पर न निकलने पर उनको अपनी जान से हाथ धोना पड़ा। हमें इसका कारण जानना होगा। महोदय, आखिर में ये तमाम सुरक्षा मापदंड होते हुए भर भी ऐसी घटनाएं क्यों होती हैं? महोदय, हमें इसको फिर से विचार करना होगा। क्या कमी हमारे प्रावधान या नियमों में है? क्या हमें इन सुरक्षा मापदंडों को देखने की फिर से जरूरत है? महोदय, मैं आग्रह करना चाहूंगी कि जो भी हमारे इस तरह की दुर्घटनाएं होती हैं उनकी रोकथाम के लिए, जो कि जहां हॉस्पिटल बना हुआ था, एक छोटा सा सकरा सा रास्ता था जिससे हमारे लोग नहीं निकल पाए, उससे काफी उनको जान देकर अपने खामियाजा भुगतना पड़ा। महोदय, मैं चाहूंगी कि इस तरह की दोबारा पुनरावृत्ति ना हो महोदय, और सभी सदस्यों से आग्रह करना चाहती हूँ कि जो भी मापदंड इमारत के हों उस पर जरूर ध्यान दिया जाए।
गुड,
थैंक यू सर।
फर्स्ट सबमिशन श्री नीरज डांगी, absent. श्री कनकमेड रवींद्र कुमार तेलुगु।
సార్, తమరు ఈ అవకాశం ఇచ్చినందుకు 0 ఓవర్ రైజ్ చేయడానికి ధన్యవాదములు. రాష్ట్రంలో, ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్ రాష్ట్రంలో గోదావరి వరద కారణంగా తీవ్రంగా నష్టపోయిన బాధితులు గత నెల జులై 11 నుంచి దాదాపుగా ఇప్పటి వరకు కురుస్తున్న వర్షాలకు గోదావరికి సంబంధించిన వరదల కారణంగా ప్రధానంగా తూర్పుగోదావరి, పశ్చిమ గోదావరి, ఏలూరు, అల్లూరు సీతారామరాజు జిల్లా, కోనసీమ, అనకాపల్లి జిల్లాల్లో ఆస్తి పంట నష్టం వాటిని తినటానికి తిండి లేక, నిలువ నీడలేక, విద్యుత్ సరఫరా నిలిచి, పసిపిల్లలకు కనీసం పాలు లభించక ప్రజలు తీవ్రమైన అవస్థలు పడ్డారు. రాష్ట్రంలో మరియు ఇతర ప్రాంతాల్లో భారీగా కురిసిన వర్షాల వల్ల వాతావరణ శాఖ హెచ్చరించినప్పటికీ ప్రజలకు సరైన సమాచారం లేక ముందస్తు చర్యలు తీసుకోలేకపోయినారు. గోదావరికి వరద పోటెత్తడంలో కోనసీమలో 20 మండలాల్లో 67 లంక గ్రామాలు ముంపుకు గురయ్యాయి. దాదాపు 1,00,000 మంది బాధితులు నరకయాతన పడ్డారు. గోదావరి ఆనుకున్న 45 లంక గ్రామాలు 18 నుంచి 25 అడుగుల ఎత్తులో నీరు ప్రవహించి అనేక ఇళ్లలో గ్రామాలు పూర్తిగా మునిగిపోయినాయి.
Please. No. No need to interrupt. This is a general issue.
Why you are causing upset?
General issue. Why do you...
Yes, sir. అక్కడ ఉన్నటువంటి రాష్ట్ర ప్రభుత్వం ఎవరిని సురక్షిత ప్రాంతాలు తరలించలేకపోవడం వల్ల సకాలంలో
No allegation will go on record in 0 hour. What is your request?
వల్ల ప్రజలు నానా ఇబ్బందులు పడ్డారు. ఆ పోలవరం ఎకరో డ్యాం కాపర్ నిర్మించడం వల్ల అనేక గ్రామాలు ముందు జాగ్రత్త వల్ల మునిగిపోయినాయి. పంటలకు నష్టం వాటిల్లినది. ఈ రోజు కూడా పరిహారం అందక ప్రజలు చాలా ఇబ్బందులు పడుతున్నారు. మా రాష్ట్రము ఆర్థిక సంక్షోభంలో మునిగిపోయినందువల్ల వరద బాధితులకు ఎటువంటి సహాయం అందలించలేని పరిస్థితి ఏర్పడింది. అందువలన కేంద్ర ప్రభుత్వాన్ని ఉదారంగా ఆదుకుని వరద బాధితులను ఆదుకోవాలని కోరుతున్నాము. అలాగే సెంట్రల్ టీమ్ ను పంపించి వరద బాధితులకు జరిగిన నష్టాన్ని అంచనా వేసి
విషయం ముందు చెప్పండి సరిపోయేది కదా. డాక్టర్ అమర్ పట్నాయక్ రవీంద్ర కుమార్ విషయం ఉన్నప్పుడు దాన్ని రహితంగా చెప్పాలా. లాస్ట్ ఏమైనా రిక్వెస్ట్ ఉంటే చెప్పాలా. ముందే చెప్తే.
Thank you, Chairman, sir. Sir, this House discussed in great detail the issue of inflation. So, as we know, in the CPI basket, the food inflation contribution is to the extent of 39%. And out of that, the contribution of vegetables is to the extent of 33%. Now, against this background, sir, you'd realize that the extent of post-harvest losses is to the extent of 40%. And in monetary terms, to the extent of 90,000 crores as per the Ministry of Food and Consumer Affairs, Ministry of Food and Food Processing Industries. Now, if this post-harvest losses could have been minimized, the supply side constraints that has actually been attributed to the food inflation could have actually been arrested. Now, this is one aspect. The second aspect is the seasonality in this inflation of the vegetable prices is something which we are accustomed to, but there has been no structural changes which have been made by government. So my request is, one, the post-harvest management infrastructure, which could actually come from the Agri-Infrastructure Fund, where only 8,000 crores have been spent out of an allocation of 1 lakh crore in 5 years as announced by the Honorable Minister of Finance in the last budget. I think we should augment that to have a cold chain infrastructure from the farm gate level to the market. And secondly, to have climate resilient agriculture infrastructure to be put in place to address the issue of seasonality. In which case, I think we can bring about structural changes in the food basket and food inflation in this country. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Sri Abdul Wahab.
Talking about the poor academic and infrastructural conditions in our nationally important universities. With inadequate infrastructure and no research funding, the centrally recognized universities and research institutes are in a major crisis. Furthermore, it is of grave concern that these universities have not achieved full academic functioning after the COVID. For students and faculty research, there are no funds, major or minor research students. Research students in JRF, MANF and non-NET categories are not receiving UGC scholarship on time. The hostels are on verge of collapse with no fund for maintenance. The libraries do not have much new books and subscriptions to international journals.
Right.
Just as per the reply received to me from Minister of Education, India's NIRF second-ranked university JNU had received 7 crore fund for infrastructure. And NIRF third-ranked university Jamia Millia has received 25 crores for infrastructure. We need to invest more in our students who are the future of this country. I urge the government to look into the concerns of students, teachers and university administration in order to improve the academic environment.
Thank you very much. Dr. John Vitas, Associate, send the slip.
Sir, I crave the intelligence of the government through you, sir, to rectify a grave injustice that has been meted out to Kerala. Sir, in order to decongest Trivandrum Central Station, Neyman Terminal was announced 1 decade back in railway budget. And in 2019, Honorable Railway Minister Mr. Piyush Goyal laid the foundation of this terminal on the eve of the elections. and I have been personally chasing the progress of this Neman terminal. As the minister didn't give satisfactory answer to this, I sought the help of the Honourable Chairman, and Chairman was kind enough to forward my request to the Honourable Minister. And sir, as a reply to the request I put forward through the Honourable Chairman, the Railway Ministry sent an office memorandum saying that the project which was announced in the budget and the foundation stone which was laid, that they are scrapping the project because there is another terminal that is coming up. I am quoting the office memorandum dated 30/5/2022. Sir, after this, there has been several signals from the Honourable Minister. I would request the Honourable Minister to come categorically on this project, sir. Since the Ministry is here, can I request the Minister through you, sir, to respond?
He is not the concerned minister now. Thank you. Thank you. Portfolio is changed.
Honourable Minister.
No, he is not the concerned minister.
Sir, he is ready to answer, sir. Sir, he is ready to respond, sir.
No.
Sir, two ministers are
He should
responsible.
tell me.
Piyush Goyal and
Please,
Mr.
K.C. Venugopal, please. Absent. Sir, Jose K. Mani. Absent.
Both of the ministers are here.
Sir, this is a SOS message from the people of Kerala. So I request Honourable Chairman to give a couple of seconds allotted, more than allotted to me, sir. This is
0 hour time is fixed.
The Kerala has been hit by the flood again, sir, with a high intensity of rain, triggering with monsoon wind, which is lashing in Kerala, sir. Within a couple of days, there are 22 people have lost their life. About 6,811 people have been shifted to relief camp. The government has opened up 300 camps, sir. Adding to this, hundreds of people have lost their houses, and also thousands of hectares of agricultural land has been destroyed. Huge damage has been caused to infrastructure and so on, sir. Sir, in addition, there is a prediction that there's a low pressure in the Bay of Bengal by this Sunday, sir. So this will intensify the rain again. So in this context, I would like to tell you that, request you, sir, during the last 2018 flood, about 26,000 crores of loss has been recorded, and request the center for money. And the center assistance was to the tune of 2,800 only. And 2019 flood, there's not even a single pie was given. Now, my request is that all the reservoirs and the dams are overflowing, especially the Idiki, the catchment area of Mullaperiyar. The Mullaperiyar, as you know, so just for a few seconds more, as you know, is 127 years old, and the water level today morning is 136.5.
Right.
And the rule curve is 137. Now it is very, very alarming. I request the government of India to depute a special team to see the ground reality, and also give, and also not only we have no dispute with the Tamil Nadu. We have no dispute with the Tamil Nadu. I am only telling the central government what is the situation in Kerala. And also,
Sri Aditya Prasad. No discussion is allowed.
గారు మహిళల